Anyway, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Matt. I recently graduated college, got a degree in film, went to school to make movies. It was awesome, opened up all these opportunities for me in retail and food service, so I'm doing great. I remember telling my parents I wanted to go to school to make movies too. I was like, Mom, Dad, I'm going to be a director. That's my dream. I'm going to be like Martin Scorsese. I'm going to win Oscars. And my parents, they thought that was a waste of college money. They thought it was irresponsible. So it's really awkward running into my parents now. But, fortunately, I just got to deal with them at breakfast, and then I'm out for the whole day, Because I live with my parents, but I'm living with them the second time around now. Like, I moved out and came back. Shit's different that second time, man. It's not the same. First time you live with your parents, it rules. They love you. They have to. You're their kid. It's the law. But the second time, all bets are off, man. But dude, my dad, when we meet people, doesn't even introduce me as his kid. He's just like, hey, how you doing? This is my daughter, Megan, and this is Matt. He's the reason I don't have a pool table anymore. My mom's always on my ass about moving out. She's always reminding me it's her house. She tells me every day, like, Matt, this is my house, and you can't live in my house for the rest of your life, Matt. You can't live in my house forever now. Hope you're not planning on living in my house for the rest of your life. And she gets crazy, so I'm trying to calm her down. I'm like, Mom, don't worry. I'm not going to live here forever, all right? I'm just going to sell this place right after I inherit it. We got 4 bedrooms, Mom. What are we going to do with 4 bedrooms, My dad gets on my ass too, and whenever my dad yells at me, he hates repeating himself. So he always starts off every yelling session by saying, Matt, I'm not going to tell you again. I'm not going to tell you again, Matt. You got to put the seat down after you pee. And I'm like, all right, Dad, but if you're not going to tell me again, and I leave the seat up, what are you going to say? And he was like, I'm going to say you're kicked out, so now I just pee sitting down. That's how that story ends. My grandma lives with us too. She just turned 80 a couple weeks ago. She looks really good for 80. Like, she looks like a dead 50-year-old. She looks amazing, But she's got to live with us because her memory's going, She can't remember shit. So sometimes I just blame things on her because she can't come up with an alibi. Last week, my dad was like, Matt, how'd you get that dent in your car? I'm like, fucking Nana. Fucking Nana got high on her way home from work and drove into a tree. Can you believe that? My grandmother, she's real political. Like, she thinks President Reagan's doing a terrible job. I can't get political. I'm not like a political dude, It's not that I don't have opinions, it's just I'm too lazy to do anything about them. Like, recently that Indiana shit went down where Indiana passed a law that made it okay for businesses to refuse service to gay customers. And I was like, oh, that's terrible. And my friend was like, yeah, we should protest. And I was like, oh, I admit that's terrible for the gay people. Like, I'm gonna be fine, I'm rooting for them, man, but I'm not getting off the couch for this one, all right? I'll watch this one on TV. My grandmother does live with us, and I hate making fun of my grandmother, because I love her so much, and it makes me feel bad making fun of her. Because I really do love her, and I feel like I don't say I love you a lot to my grandmother, because if I did, she'd hug me with her gross skin, and I don't want to be a part of that. You ever hug an old person? You ever hug an old person in August? It doesn't come off until January. Yeah, my parents, they got way too comfortable living with each other with me not being there, and they talk about certain subjects like I'm not in the room still, and alright, last week I learned that my parents send each other naked pictures on their phones. Yeah, I heard those words come out of my mom's mouth. She told me my dad sent her 11 naked pictures of himself, because he can't really fit into one anymore. You gotta print out all 11 and put them together like a puzzle, and it's impossible to win, It's tough living with my parents. It's got some upside, I don't have to pay for shit for food. I just eat my parents' food. It's amazing. I love it. It makes my dad so mad, though. Dude, it's getting to the point where my dad and I, we don't even eat the food in the house because we're hungry. We'll just eat it so the other one can't. Like, I came home from work last week, my mom made meatloaf. I hate meatloaf. It's my dad's favorite food. I eat the shit out of that meatloaf. He walked in, he's like, thought you hated meatloaf, Matt. I'm like, listen, I like it more than I like you, so you're gonna have to deal with this. He got me back though. I was saving this Chinese food, he ate that. So now it's on, you know, now it's like a battle. I'm eating his meatloaf, he's eating my Chinese food, I'm eating his heart attack medicine. Like, who's laughing now, Dad? Who's laughing now? Not you, because you'll get a blood clot, so calm down. It's tough living with them though, you know? I can't live my normal lifestyle living with my parents. Like, I can't bring home girls to my parents' house. I can't smoke weed at my parents' house. I do smoke weed. Do we have weed smokers here tonight? Oh, sweet. You'd think it would be more, you know, fucking, yo, Matt, you're doing a show with the guy from Half Baked. Do you want to do the weed jokes? Yeah, everyone was smoking. No, it's like 4 dudes and a shit ton of narcs in the audience. Listen, if you're the people who don't smoke weed, I'll break it down. First off, if you don't smoke weed, you gotta get on that shit, it's amazing. I'll tell you what it's like. You know, in like October, when it gets cold for the first time all year, and you put on your winter jacket, you haven't worn it in months, and you reach in the pocket and there's a $5 bill that you find out a surprise? When you smoke weed, you get that feeling about everything in the world all the time. I found a ham sandwich, I was like, holy shit, man. How'd this get in my jacket pocket? I like smoking weed, I don't like smoking weed with middle-aged people though, that's weird. Look, I do a lot of shows with these guys in their 40s, and a couple weeks ago I'm smoking a joint with this dude after a show. And no one ever told me this, but when middle-aged people get high, they talk about deep, important shit, man. Middle-aged people get high, they open up, they get real on you, they talk to you about shit like mortgages and divorce, and I'm just sitting there next to them like, dude, I saw the fastest dog the other day. Like, I get it, man, child support's a bitch, but this thing was quick, you should have seen it. It was like top 5 fastest dog. These top 5 Shih Tzus, they got tiny legs, they can't generate a lot of speed. Sometimes get too high to drive. I don't know if you've ever done that. It's different than getting too drunk to drive, though. It's not the same. You know what it's like being too drunk to drive, you know? You're seeing double, your reaction timing is off, you're making bad decisions. But when you're too high to drive, you just forgot how to drive. Like, I remember sitting in my car like, what the hell's all this shit, man? And my buddy's next to me like, it's the jack and spare tire. We gotta get out of the trunk. We got places we gotta be. Sometimes I smoke weed before I go into work when I have a job, and it'll make my eyes all red. And I don't want to look stoned at work, so I'll put in eye drops, but they make me cry. Like my eyes get all watery, and I look like I've been crying. And I go to work, and people are like, Matt, are you okay? And you're crying. And I'll be like, I'm fine, Jim, don't worry. Or no, I can't even do that because I'm too high. So I'll be like, fuck, I need to come up with a good excuse to be crying. And I'll be like, oh, Jim, listen, I lost my uncle over the weekend, and I need some space to think about it. But keep in mind, I'm stoned every time this happens. So now I'm losing track of all the imaginary uncles that I'm killing off in the stories. Everyone at work is like, holy shit, Matt had a horrible October this year. He lost 13 of his grandparents that month. It was really sad. I hope we're not coming off as like a drug addict or anything. Look, I'm like a weed guy. I don't do like your hard drugs. I can't do like real drugs. You know, I can't do like cocaine or LSD. I smoke weed. Weed is relaxing. You can take an afternoon off, smoke weed, watch cartoons, talk to your dog. You're gonna be good, man. You can't do that shit with harder drugs. You do that with LSD, you're watching cartoons, your dog's talking to you, man. And he'll tell you shit. He'll be like, Matt, you know, if you do the Macarena enough times, I can get you into heaven, right? You know that, man. And you will believe him, because you've never heard him speak before. Why would he break a lifelong vow of silence unless it was for something really important? And so you start doing the Macarena, or you think you're doing the Macarena, what you're actually doing, you're scaring the shit out of everyone at your little sister's birthday party. It's a total mess. I get desperate when it comes to smoking weed. Ran out of weed last week. I was smoking the resin, which, yeah, you hear some moans from that. Resin, if you okay, so what resin is, if you smoke pot out of a pipe, it leaves behind like a black residue, and you can smoke that again and get high, but you're not supposed to. It's really bad for you. Because, it's like a weed byproduct. It's like the bologna of the weed world. And you smoke it for the same reason you get bologna. You're just too broke and trashy to get anything better that day. So, like, drug dealers should sell resin, but they should only accept food stamps for it. It's that kind of shit. Used to think that was as desperate as it came when it came to getting high. Then I went over to my friend's house, and he was like, Matt, you want to get high? We're going to smoke a gravity bomb. And he pulls out this contraption that he made. It's a 2-liter bottle of soda. He turned the top into a pipe, and then he cut off the bottom and submerged the whole thing in a bucket of water. So when you light the pipe on the top, you can lift it up out of the water, and the whole bottle will fill with smoke, which actually isn't the principle of gravity at all. It's the principle of displacement. But if you understand the difference between those two things, you're probably not the kind of person who smokes gravity bombs anyway. You probably got way better shit to do on your Tuesday mornings, like keep a family together or some shit. Oh man, I broke my hand recently. I actually just got out of a cast on Monday. But yeah, I broke my right hand. I broke it punching a wall because I was upset. And I went to the doctor and explained that to the doctor, and the doctor's like, well, that was a bad decision. And I'm like, yeah, no shit it was. I could tell it's a bad decision because I'm at the doctor's office. Like, how many good decisions wind up with you going to the doctor's office? 1, becoming a doctor. The rest are bad. And I'd never been to this doctor before, so we had to do the whole, like, interview where she's asking me, like, do you smoke cigarettes? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, do you drink alcohol? I'm like, yeah. She's like, and do you do any drugs? I'm like, yeah, I smoke weed. And she asked me she's like, well, how much weed do you smoke in a week? And I'm like, oh, do you want that in, like, cheese or eighths? Like, you want me to do drug math right now? I smoke a quarter zip a week, Toots, figure that one out. She calls in the janitor to figure it out. She's like, Jaime, how much is a quarter zip? And Jaime, he doesn't miss a beat. He's like, it's $100, but I don't have any bags right now.